Hello everybody, happy Monday. Welcome back to my channel, Life with Patty. It is Monday evening. I just got home from work, and on Mondays, Bobby Joe and I are trying to do what are we currently reading. Bobby Joe Handmade This. That's her channel. We don't have a hashtag. We've just decided just to upload on that, if we can, on Mondays. She did hers last week on Tuesday because, you know, life gets in the way sometimes. But anyway, so I'm going to show you what my current reads are. And I also want to let you know I did finish this book by Danielle Steele, Moral Compass. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Sometimes my sweet little Danielle does wonderful, and sometimes I think she's just tired. So this book was basically about a Catholic school that was an all-boys school that converted over to being a boys and girls co-ed school, but it is a boarding school, not a day school. And so they opened it up to, you know, boys and girls. And first year right off the bat, one of the most popular girls gets raped by one of the most popular boys. And then 5 other boys try to cover for their friend, for Rick, that they didn't see anything. They don't know what's going on. Nobody's confessing. Finally, cops come in. They do DNA samples on every single person in the campus there until they have the matches from the tequila bottle that there was 6 handprints on there, 6 different people, one being the girl. And then they had the DNA from her from being raped, and so they ended up catching the rapist. And it basically just says, I'm not going to give the whole thing away in case you want to read it, but it tells what the sentencing is for all 6 boys, what happens with the girl. It goes into a lot of, these kids are all, you know, rich kids and their family lives, and that's what the book is about. It was just kind of slow, so it's something that I definitely wouldn't give it a 5. I don't even think it earns a 4, so I'm giving it a 3. So that is that. And then you guys know from last week that I started Things We Never Got Over, and this is about twin girls, twin women, and one of the twins is always in trouble. She steals, she does drugs, she's always getting into trouble. The other twin is very respectable, has a decent job, and the troublemaker twin calls the other twin to meet her at this cafe in the town that she's from. Well, they think that she is the troublemaker, and they're going to arrest her because she's not supposed to be in this cafe. And then she has to pull out her ID to show that she's the twin sister. And so, and I told you all that last week. Well, the bad twin actually steals the good twin's car, steals her computer, steals all her money out of her suitcase, takes off, and leaves her 11-year-old daughter in the motel room of the good twin. And the good twin doesn't even know that she has a niece. And so now she's found out she has a niece that she's never gotten to know from her twin sister that always just craps on her. So that's where I am in the book right here now. This is a long book. This is, I believe it's 557 pages, and I'm into it 30 pages. So I've got a long ways to go, because what happened was I finished this book at work. I forgot to take this book like I always seem to do, which made me go and pick up this book at work, and I bought this book. So then I am now into this book, 96 pages, and oh my goodness, what a great book so far. So this is by Madeline Bennett Edwards, and it is called Catfish. Susie's life changes when she met a man named Catfish. A man called Catfish. So they are in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It takes place in 1964, I believe, is when we're starting out. But then Catfish will go back and tell stories from the 1800s about his grandparents when they came over here as slaves, and the stories that his grandparents told him. And he tells Susie, the white girl, and his granddaughter, Madeline. And Susie comes from a rich family that Catfish's daughter is the housekeeper for Susie's family. And she didn't even know that, but she got to know Catfish because he would come walking down her street and he would talk to her. Well, then when he quit talking to her, he quit coming over, she got worried about him, and she's only 11 years old. And so she asked her housekeeper if she knew who Catfish was. And she said, yeah, that's my daddy. And she said, why don't you ever tell me that that was your dad? And she says, because the help doesn't discuss their own personal family life with the family they work for. But anyway, so she's forbidden. She's not supposed to go over to to the quarter. It's called the quarters, and that's where all the black families live. And Susie's mother told her she's never to go over there, and she snuck over there so she could find Catfish. And she does, and she does it on the day her mom has bridge at the when she goes to play cards at friend's house every Wednesday. So it's just a really good story. It's 1964 now, and she's 11 years old, and her dad is friends with the black folks on the other side, but he tells her that women can't be friends with the black people because the women employ the black people. So it's just a very, very interesting story, and it is written by this woman here. This is her first book she's ever written, and it is based on, I think, her life growing up. She now lives in North Carolina, but she is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and so I believe this is based on her life. So it's very interesting to read. I'm really enjoying it. I like these kind of books because I was born in 1964, so we didn't see a lot of this in California. Even I can remember in 1970, we didn't see the segregation that they did in the South. And maybe those of you from the South have seen it, but I never saw it living in California. I never felt that that segregation, so it's just a very interesting read, and I do really, really enjoy it so far, and I'm really enjoying things we never got over as well. So I'm looking forward to both books, and I'm glad that I can retire this book. Sometimes I just read her books really honestly because I've read a heavy book, or I've read it, honestly, probably after both of these books, I'll probably resort back to one of Danielle Steele's books. And that's okay, because some of them, like Pegasus, was an awesome book that she wrote. So she has some good books and some real slow books. So you get some good and some bad. So those are my reviews of what I am currently reading for this week. And I'm sure next week I'll still be reading these two books because I'm not a super fast reader, and I do a lot of other things as well, and so but anyways, in the comments below, let me know what book you are currently reading, and have you read any of these three books? Moral Compass, Catfish, Things We Never Got Over. All right, so let me know if you've read any of these books. So you guys have a great evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Tea Tuesday. Even if I have to do it after work, I'm going to try to get up early so I can do it before I go to work, but I'll get it in. So, all right, you guys, take care. Bye-bye.